This is not your typical brand. I had this concept in my mind that I want to push the envelope. I just want to know how fast a trike can go, how low, how cool. So my name is Paulo Camasmi. I'm a Brazilian mechanical engineer, and that's my passion. So I was in São Paulo, Brazil. I saw this Diamondback bike, a really comfortable bike. And when I look at that, I had this epiphany that I could also make bikes. And then I called my wife upstairs, Rafaela, and I showed her, I said, look at this. She said, what? I said, this bike, isn't that beautiful? She said, hey, it's a beautiful bike. What do you have in mind? I said, we're going to move to the United States and I'm going to start a bike company. She said, what are you talking about? Are you crazy? I started prototyping and I made the first prototype out of steel. And my first steel trike was good, but I thought it was heavy. I thought it would just be like one more trike in the market. And in my engineering mind, I immediately thought that aluminum would be a cool material to use because aluminum has very low density, but if you use like big dimensions on aluminum, you can make something really stiff and strong.
What is it that has made aluminum, one of the youngest members in the family of metals, such an outstanding material? The answer lies in its amazing versatility and unusual combination of properties. Its smart, modern appearance in a variety of natural or colored finishes. Its great strength combined with extreme lightweight, an outstanding advantage in almost every metal application.
But the story behind that, I started talking to some dealers and other manufacturers or other customers, and they all said that basically I was crazy. What's the big deal with aluminum? A lot of people said, oh, it's really hard to weld. So what I do, I got the phone and I call an aluminum supplier. We explain, I want to make a tricycle out of aluminum. How hard it is? He said, it's not hard at all. I said, can you teach me? He said, yes. The same afternoon, Herbie shows up with his truck and we unload this little welder. I got a piece of aluminum and he said, I'm gonna show you how. So I started doing this and he said, that's it, good luck, bye. So I started burning myself and shocking myself for the next 2 weeks. But after 2 weeks, I had the prototype up and running. That frame was already 10 pounds lighter than our competition. And it's been like that since then. Basically, I was a one-man shop in Pine Hills. And it used to take me 6 weeks to fabricate all the parts for 6 frames. And our welder, Sherry, which still works for us, she would come every 6 weeks and weld those 6 frames in 2 days and go home.
When I quit my first job, my brother came to me a few months later and told me he had the perfect job for me. So he and I went to, he told me it was part-time, so we went to where Paulo was working, and he wanted a part-time welder. He was welding the trikes for himself. Okay, well, it was a perfect job because I only worked a few hours. Sometimes I would work 12 hours and not again for 2 months. Sometimes I'd work 24 hours and not again for another month, so it was good.
We had a lot of orders, so we started making larger batches of trikes. But we're still really small. But because our batches were getting big, like batches of 25 trikes, we had no room. All the frames were on the sidewalk. And that's when I knew I had a little problem. And that's when we decided to move to a bigger place. So then we moved to this shop, okay? That was supposed to be the solution for us to meet demand. And that's when problems really started for us. What happened is that we started selling more and more trikes. So we just did what we thought would be the right thing. We started hiring more people. That's when a friend of mine, he came to me saying, the problem is that you have a hot product, but you don't have a process in place. So you have to shift all your creativity and skills from product design now to process design.